So I've always been a fan of Eberron. I've always thought it was one of the more compelling settings that has ever been published for Dungeons and Dragons. It's an interesting mix of elements that allows you to do all the things that you normally do with D&D, exploring dungeons and all that, but also has a bunch of extra things that makes it have more depth and presents you with more options. And I think that makes it a really compelling setting. I recently got contacted and sent the PDF for Frontiers of Eberron, Quickstone, just to give my thoughts on it. And here are my thoughts. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. The sort of theming here for Frontiers of Eberron, Quickstone is much more Old West feel. It's the Wild Wild West, and it's the Wild West still existing in that fantasy realm that we know so well. So you have sort of the elements of people trying to create a homestead, trying to create their own place in the world that is mostly lawless in the Western frontiers. The Western frontiers exist between Droam and Braylon. Braylon doesn't recognize the existence of Droam, and therefore they claim the territory that Droam is claiming. All of this is on top of the ruins of an ancient empire of goblins that existed in the world that was every bit as great and accomplished as any human empire in history. That's the sort of external backdrop, but the focus in Quickstone is you being a part of this town. One of the more compelling ideas in it that I thought I loved was the notion that they have a list of roles in the town, like the town sheriff, the town blacksmith, and things like that. And they encourage the players to be taking one of those roles in the town to sort of establish that you are a part of this growing town and what role you serve in this growing town. The rest, of course, will be NPCs once the players are picked. But yeah, you could pick having your fighter be the sheriff of the town or your wizard or what have you. And it makes for a really compelling idea for a story. Building something is something that has always been on the edge of D&D. Like back in the day, you would acquire a keep and followers and so on in the early days of D&D. And this isn't unlike that, but it has that feel and the sort of tropes that come with Westerns. These settlers are going to be hassled by people, and you as players will need to protect the settlers, protect the settlement, so that it will thrive and grow and become a safe place for everybody to live. I think it's definitely worth your time checking out. It's up on DriveThruRPG. I like it. It gave me ideas. I kind of wanted to run a campaign, honestly, because it gave me that feel, that interest. So yeah, I definitely recommend it.